Screw this. I'm not an intro person. Kicking it off in the beginning. So, today's topic, as you can tell by the title, is embarrassing moments. I, myself, have had a lot. Coming out from being old, all the way from when I could remember. It's not fun. Not fun. And we will begin. But first, just like that, that was an embarrassing moment. Let's say let's say that would go on the list, but I'm not gonna put that on the list because that doesn't count. So, life update on the game real quick. I've built this on stream. I did 24-hour stream and stuff, and got a lot of stuff. Got a lot of iron. Yeah, if you weren't in the stream, you missed out on a lot. Let's just say that. Anyway, we're gonna start from young to old because that's how maturity works. I guess I don't know. Who am I to say? But okay. So we're gonna go from like least to most. Yeah, least embarrassing to most embarrassing. Yeah. I'm smart, see? Tactics always work. Now we begin. So, when I was a youngling, a small little child, one may say, and I was about probably 4. You know, I'm pre-K, first grade, and second grade. Around that age, around that time. And I had to get up and go use the bathroom, right? So I asked the teacher, "Hey, can I go use the bathroom?" She said, "Yeah." This is the worst thing I've ever done. It still is. So we were all doing our class projects, and it needed to be done, and we had partners, so it was to a group. I left my partner to go use the bathroom, and while I'm walking out, while I'm walking out, this is amazing timing. There's these girls sitting by the door, 2 of them. Remember these girls in the future. We'll call them, I don't know, woman 1 and woman 2. I don't feel like making a name for them. And they're sitting by the door. 1 and 2 are doing the project as most of us are doing. Well, I walk past them, going to the door, and I I fart in their face. Yeah, it's pretty much about it. That's what happened. So during that moment, I was like, oh no. So I just walk out of the I walk out of the classroom. They were like, ew, you're nasty. And I'm like, don't blame me, dude. Blame that guy over there. These same girls, by the way, were like what you would call the hottest in the I guess class. I don't know how that worked back then, but in my perspective when I was younger, I think they were attractive. Well, we were sitting at our desks taking a test. It's the same year, of course, because I moved after that. It's a good thing I moved, otherwise I'd probably have a charger on me right now. So we're sitting in class, and woman 1, okay, sits in front of me. Woman 2 sits on the right side of me, and I look over because I used to I was a bad kid back then, totally a bad kid. No, I was helping her out with something, and I look over and she's wearing this baggy t-shirt, right? And I'm like, I didn't know what it meant. But like I saw, some stuff I shouldn't have seen yeah. Uh, I was confused. I was like, huh? Of course, they weren't actually, but that's just a part of embarrassing moments because she looked over at me and was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I don't know. Because it was not my fault. She turned over and her t-shirt moved. It's not my fault, dude. Okay, see, that's like next level, like you know. Well, moving up, I was probably about like 8 at this time, if not 6, 8 or 6. I was in a Lowe's walking, and you know how like those big metal poles that they have? Oh wow. Um, and I was walking, I was not paying attention. I hit my nose on the pole at Lowe's. So because I thought my mom was like in front of me, she was not. She was on the complete opposite of in front of me. This some old random lady was in front of me, right? Uh, Apparently it wasn't my mom. I still call Cap to this day. She must have like changed her skin tone or something. Must like crafted a new item in real life and just somehow managed to shapeshift because she was in front of me when I looked up, right? And then I looked back down to the ground and I looked up and there was a like those Lowe's poles, dude. So every time I talk about it, it's like I hit my nose on a at Lowe's on a pole. Lowe's hit my nose. It's like a little goofy, I guess, inside joke. I guess you can call it. Well, nothing's more embarrassing than nothing is more embarrassing than having to go to Walmart, not a Walmart, a mall, and you know how they have those excavators to get up to the like second story of like a Belk's, which, and well, I turned the corner. Again, I'm following my mom, and this is when I was 10, and this lady that looked just like my mom, decided to see. I thought it was my mom. I wasn't really paying attention, but this lady was in a wheelchair, but she was wearing my mom's stuff. So I was like, "Hi, mom," and she looks over at me, and I realized, oh, that's not my mom. That's someone in a wheelchair, and yeah, I had to like hold my laughter because of how embarrassing that was. It was bad. It was really bad. I don't know why I did it, but I did, and it's kind of like a hmm, I don't know. There's no words to describe on how I handled that. It was kind of like in the moment, like inst instantaneously awkward. Because even the old lady said, "I'm not your mom," and I continued to hug her, almost hug her. I didn't, because I remember this vividly too. It's because I was turning around the corner on the excavator, and they had this gumball machine, and I was asking, quote unquote, mom for a quarter for me to get a gumball. Um, I I, I asked the wrong person, even though she responded to mom, so I was like, oh, it's mom, but it wasn't. It was some random lady, and yeah, that's at the age of 10. So now we're getting to like more closer to my age, further away from young, you know. So I'm sitting in class one day, and this would have been seventh grade. This is a it's probably the worst one yet. How do I explain this without getting canceled? So you know how like when you're young and like you're learning about, boners and shit, bro? Well, I'm sitting in class in this history class and ooh, I should also tell that story. I'll tell that story later. Sorry, but something just came to mind about this about like my history teacher during that time. Um, so I'm sitting in class and you know, I I get fucking bricked, right? And I didn't know what it was, so I started fucking like, like For all my guys out there, you know how you can move it without touching it and shit? Well, I do that. I'm and I'm looking at it like under the desk, and I kid you not, this girl that was sitting next to me, kind of like heavy set girl, thought I was like fucking stroking my dick or something, bro. And I kid you not, ooh, my face turned so red because I didn't know. Again, like 7-year-old me did not, no, not seven, but seventh grade year old me did not know, what any of that meant, right? I only started learning like during the summer from seventh to eighth grade. That's when I started to learn. But um, because I remember sitting in the class and she's in front of me and I keep looking down. I'm like, what? Huh? What is this? What am I doing? And ooh, she gives me that look like, oh no, you're in trouble. I'm telling the teacher. Like, oh no, I am in trouble. I didn't do anything. Um, yeah, no. Uh, uh, and then after that, it was kind of like just embarrassing to be around her. Well, it wasn't embarrassing. It's just, it's like she didn't tell me, right? She's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Because I was staying, down there for a hot second, dude. I'm just saying. But um, that's like the first time that ever happened, and I was confused. Anyway, so same classroom. This isn't really embarrassing. This is going to be on another topic. I might just, yeah, I'll just say it in this one. So my ELA teacher, how we used to watch the CNN 10. That is the best thing ever. See, I was in this class and I'm sitting in this is the same desk that, and apparently, see, I wasn't looking and I'm good I wasn't looking, but apparently the ELA teacher flashed the kids and I was in the class at the time. I didn't see anything because, I guess I was blind. I still don't believe to this day that she did. Maybe it was an accident, but apparently she like part of her t-shirt came off and like all the kids got a view. Of course, when I turned around, I didn't get a view, and I'm glad I didn't because that would have like scarred me for life. I I think I don't know. I may have been a different human being if I you know saw a pair, but that's the yeah no the kids all talked about it, but she never got fired or anything. I will say I'm gonna start a new video or like a new playlist on my ELA teacher back then. Uh oh crap, no, CNN 10 is history. Oh, I'm so stupid. My history teacher did that. My ELA teacher, on the other hand, oh, it's like devil spawn. I ain't gonna lie, but I'll make a playlist on that, make videos on that. But now coming up into eighth grade. Sorry, I just sneezed and snot came out. You know how that works when you're sick. So eighth grade year, a while ago, and I already made a topic on this. It was about the girl that I asked out. Well, that was the most embarrassing moment of my eighth grade year, pretty much. No, 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 the water fountain. So okay, this is gonna take some explaining, but I don't know why, but my young self decided it was gonna be cool to uh, break a fountain. Well, I did. I ripped a fountain off at the ripe age of 12. Like one of those school fountains that's kind of like has this type of wall and then a I don't know, like something like that and then you have that button there. Well, that's exactly how it pretty much looked. Not more realistic than that, but so I don't know why, but I'm standing there and I'm like, this is after football practice. I used to play football and stuff. I wouldn't say play, but ooh, there's a lot of stuff I can make content out of it. Now I'm looking at my perspective on stuff. Wow. So I'm sitting there and I go up to go get a drink of water. I'm like, okay, well, why not me just be an idiot, just pull it off the wall? I did this as a joke, right? I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work. I lift that motherfucker off the ground so fucking high. Wait a minute. Hold up, something may right. Uh, whoa. Okay, whoa. Pause on the story. So there's usually like a extra block here, but it seems to be gone. Wait, this isn't my cave. What? Sidetrack. Sorry. Where was I? Okay, so I was goofing around being an idiot, and the the fountain comes off, and I'm like, I'm shocked because I didn't know if it was gonna work or not. I don't know why I did. It just happened to be timing, I guess. Well, I pulled it off, and um, pretty much, I don't get in trouble, right? Because it was already loosened. And it wasn't like maintainedly put together. So I pull it off the wall, and it comes off, and I'm like, oh no, I'm in trouble. And oh, I guess I can also say that. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track because I'm noticing a lot of stuff that I can say. So there's a security camera, of course, and you can see like the shockness on my face after I did that. So I didn't get in trouble. My parents are gonna have to pay like money for it. They didn't have to. Uh, Whoever like put it in already knew it was gonna like break. I guess they didn't. It's been old. It was old for a while. Let's just say that. And yeah, it came off the wall. Pretty much, we didn't. Nothing really happened other than I got some like I guess embarrassment out of that because that's exactly what that was. It was just embarrassment. Um, and yeah, that's uh that's the time I broke a fountain. The other thing that that randomly popped in my head was I um I got shirts, right, like for vape and stuff. My eighth grade year, same year that I broke, the faucet, the water fountain. So I'm like every other boy after gym in eighth grade is sweaty. So I have that spray deodorant, the like 24-hour can, and I spray it. We're at a locker putting our stuff in, and I'm like, okay, I need to put some deodorant on. I'm sweating, I stink, so I put some on. And lo and behold, someone because of the fume, like it gives off a spray, like a vape look. I got called into the I didn't even get called. I got dragged into this other room. I think I already said this. I do not remember. Maybe. No. I haven't. Never mind. I got dragged into a room with a cop and a what you call it, assistant principal. So they dragged me into the room and they asked me, "Do you have a vape on you?" I'm like, "What is a vape?" I didn't know what a vape was. Oh wow. I didn't know what a vape was until my freshman year of high school. Like that's when I really started to learn what it was because everyone was doing it. Not everyone in my eighth grade was doing it. They were pretty chill on it. Eighth grade was more like gay stuff, like doing gay stuff that I never understood. But so I get in the room, they wand me down, and of course nothing goes off. So I was like, okay, good, because I didn't have anything on me, and they kept asking, "Do you have a vape on you?" I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I come to find out while they're mid shirts, right? He's on my right foot. I say, "Oh, you know what? I bet someone probably thought I was doing it because of my deodorant." And they agreed with me because, I don't do that. They knew I don't do that. And the cop that did it, that searched me, that wanted me down, the detective went off, and I was like, "Oh no, this is not good. Is there a battle going on? What?" Okay. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack again. Um, the detective goes off, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's not a good sign, right?" And it wasn't. But they said, "Oh, that was just the floor. You're okay. You don't have anything on you." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, no shit." Of course, I didn't say that out loud, but I should have for my fucking safety. But the cop that searched me, right? That won me down and patted me down and stuff. We actually could pals. I haven't seen him in a while, but he remembers me. I remember him. Um, I mean, he's a chill guy. He's definitely not the type to mess around though. I still joke about it to him to this day. I'm like, "Hey, I got a vape on me. You want to search me?" He's like, "Oh, shut up." It, he gives me that look like he did when I had one supposedly. But I promise you, whoever snitched on me for having one, I laughed my ass off when I got home. My dad, because the school, like me and my dad, right, have such good connections with whatever school I go to, other than my seventh and sixth grade year. Um, we don't want to talk about that, and not right now. Probably in a future video. But my dad was like, "My son have a vape? No way." So I laughed about it, and uh, I haven't really brought it up in a topic yet with my family, but I really want to stick one of these in and be like, "I used to be a bad kid. I got shirts for vape." Out of my life so far, I've only had detention one time, and it's not even my fault. So, that's fun. That topic I would like to talk about, but Um, and then the most embarrassing moment so far is gonna be I don't really have anything freshman to sophomore year. This year though, I do, big time. So today, actually, and this is the most recent one for embarrassment, is I I had to go get my I just had to get my laptop out of my backpack, check my grades and stuff. I pull I pull it out of the bag and I try and like flip it, and I notice it falling, so I caught it at the moment it was falling, and it almost slipped out of my hand again, so I had to use my other hand to catch it. And I, I was like, "Oh no, mom's gonna yell at me." She didn't, thankfully, because I didn't drop it. So I just like played it cool. I walked off and I was like, "Oh, we're good." Now today, that happened today as well, but on the other subject of what happened, I'm pulling out of this restaurant and I ate in the car because I didn't want to eat inside. I don't like human beings as much as other people do. Well, I'm eating I'm eating the food, and after I need to pull out, this is a very tight spot. It's very tight to the point where you kind of have to like reverse back and then pull back in and then reverse back out. Well, I didn't know I was on the curb. Um, so I tried pulling back, pulling out, and wow, get your mind out of the gutter. I reversed back, and the the Jeep that I'm driving fucking goes over the curb when I'm pulling out, and then fumble, fumble enough. I almost tipped the vehicle, but I didn't. So I pulled back in, reversed out properly, and then on the way, there's like this little extra small little curve. I go over the curve. I was like, okay, I'm not pulling back out for this. I'm just gonna go straight through the curb, and I did. So that is all the moments up to this grade, this moment. All the embarrassing moments and a little side adventure with the vape thing. That wasn't really embarrassing, but you know, as always, I don't know. I don't need an outro. I never do. I'm just gonna say, let me get this iron, and you get to be on your way and have freedom. Also, I do want to thank one very, very amazing person for commenting. This guy is very great. I'm stalling because I'm loading the loading YouTube up to see this guy's username. Okay, so a commenter has commented on my reel. I mean, on one of my videos, and he says that I'm a great YouTuber. Hey, look, I ain't gonna complain. Thank you. I appreciate you. I kind of like laughed when I saw that. I was like, oh no, me? No. Anyway, I'll let you all go. If you enjoyed what you saw, you get to stay around. Uh, but that's pretty much about it. I will be updating on the death threat, the threat that I've been dealing with so far, and probably going to be posting more content on my life from the past. So, as always, to keep it real with you, um, peace out, man. Have a good day, good night, whatever it is, and hope for the best.